There's my 6x6 bed. Something happened to it, man. There is that squash, and I pulled out all the collards and stuff. A lot of the spinach that was bolting, left some of it for seed down there. Trim the squash off a little bit. We're gonna eat that stuff. The collards. Want the strawberries to start stretching out, and want those tomatoes to get as much sun as they can right now. That thing sitting up there's a mustard. Got quite a few tomatoes coming on. This little beast has a struggle with blight, early blight. Starting to have more color coming on now, like it might be blighty on the end of the leaves though. Getting some peppers. Those are supposed to be some kind of Chinese thing, and they look like they're supposed to be fatter than that. Maybe they'll get that way. Tomatoes. There's an heirloom tomato that has yet had not a single blossom on it. It's like some kind of a stubborn but heirloom tomato. More peppers. Starting to get some on these bigger ones. Bell peppers. These are yellow bell peppers if I remember right. Some more tomatoes. Pepper over there. Tobacco. Getting some color on this little tomato. It's a grape tomato. Grapes. They're not very big, but they're pretty. This plant's kind of spastic and gone crazy. As Praxis predicted. There's some mint. Thyme, I showed you that before. Probably not much different. Here are the strawberries. We had some red ones, and the bugs ate most of them, and we ate the rest of them, kind of sharing them half and half. There's that mint I was wondering what would happen to, and as someone said, it took over. Definitely took over the pot. There's that little tobacco. It's starting to feel its oats. I don't know if it's going to make it big enough by the time it gets cold. I hope so. I think I might have to tent it. There's another pepper. Another pepper starting to turn light greenish. It's a bell. Alright, you guys, get out of the way while I shoot that thing. My daughter said, I don't know what that means. Actually, I do know what that means. But there is a Thai pepper. The one that's really doing good in a terracotta. It likes that heat. Here's one I tried to put in a terracotta. It doesn't like anything anymore. Basil. There's this stubborn tomato that will not blossom. Nothing. Some kind of heirloom. I don't know how they live when they have any fruit, but here's my mess in that 16 by, or I think it's 16. Yeah, 16 by 6 bed. You start seeing the dill coming out. Little flowers are not doing very hot. That's a marigold. That's a the hell, I don't know what that is. That is something. I think that these are radishes that have grown up. There's some mustard. I tasted it. The yellow flowers kind of gives it away. The chard's growing up around these poor little peppers. Just about to cut all that off right now. Marigold. Hey, it's got a bud. This bud's for, I don't know who it's for, but there's a bud. Can't drink it. Don't know what that is. Probably a weed. Planted so much stuff in here. I know I pulled out some good plants and left some weeds. Didn't know what they were. Parsley. Some other peppers that I threw seeds in here. See what happens to them. I guess it all depends on how long the season lasts. More parsley. Yep. And not much else. Big mustard. Here's a squash. I have no idea what it is. I might someday. It's got plenty of blossoms on it. That's a butternut. Planted that a little while ago. Grew it in a pot. Butternut. A whole bunch of arugula growing down there now. Little suckers are going to be up and ready to eat in a couple weeks. More squash. The one that was the biggest I showed last time, that's sitting on my table. It's about 10 inches long, and that's about as long as I want it. And there's not a whole lot else going on in there. Some yellow crooks growing. Some collards getting pretty high. Gonna have to deal with those. Process them. Chopped off these chards. They're coming back great. Compost tea, I do believe, is kicking in. My corn is massively pathetic. Got little itty bitty ears on it. Small ears. The stalks are about the size of a half an inch, for lack of a better thing to call it. Flower. What do we got for squash in here? Yeah, there's some coming in there. A couple of decent sized ones. That's like the first one. I think it's about as big as it's going to get. Another bigger one in there. My previous butternuts coming in. Pretty red chard. It's nice looking anyway. Put some compost tea on these. It was dying out, but seems to start new growth everywhere. These are nice and green. It's starting to butt up into that other one. These are butternuts. I think I got a squash on here. Yay, a butternut. Yep. Here's that little tomato that I broke and fixed back up. I put some soil around it when it got taller, and now it's kicking butt. It's very healthy. That attention has done well for it. It's got some buds on it. Looks like it's going to have some kind of heirloom tomatoes. I don't know what they are. Well, that's about it. Some kind of bees on this here flower. They're landing on the camera. They look very happy in there. I guess there ain't a lot more that's very interesting. Oh, that's my walnut. I did a little tucking of the branches back into the walnut. So that's why it looks like that. And I'm not really getting amped about this. I don't know why. Probably because I'm sober. Alright, you guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one. And over and out. Okay, this is a special message from my tree. My tree's telling you that that guy Blackui Patriot, actually pronounced Black Patriot if you're not an idiot. Well, Blackui Patriot has got some good vids going on his channel. The guy Ironhead told you to watch. Did I say that? So, Watch Blakui Patriot. He has a couple good vids on there. Well, he's got more than a couple, but he's got 2 of them that are very instructive about our history and what's going on now. Same thing. Bye-bye. That's my tree saying bye-bye. Tree hates me. Too bad. That's the way it goes.